Hi, good morning. Garry Turner here. Oh, it's a cold morning, Tuesday, the 27th of September, 2022. I just wanted to share with you some thoughts and also offer an invitation around the incredible space that is the human development space. So you may have seen myself and my co-space holder, Joe Homstead, sharing a little bit about these emergent, co-creative, deeply present and connected spaces that we're bringing to the world. And sometimes in a two-dimensional way, it's not always easy to sort of get an appreciation as to what this curious, unusual, and pretty game-changing space is, to be completely honest. And the reason that it's that is because of people like you. These spaces are what they are because of the collective energy, vulnerability, awareness, high growth environment that we all co-create together. As my good friend Joe shares, absolutely the space itself, the environment, it's almost like the facilitator. 150 acres of woodland, lakes, rose gardens, an expansiveness of space for us to explore together based on whatever we want to explore together. What these spaces are not are Sage on the Stage. They are not a back-to-back packed agenda. They are not spaces where you're unable to get your question heard. And probably most importantly, these spaces are not for those that want to stay in comfort at the surface level. And there's no judgment in any of those statements around what these spaces are not. It's just to make sure and give a bit of clarity around the energy that's going on within a human development space. And the things I've taken away personally the most from these experiences, give you one example. This year, when the event took place in the wonderful Heffington House in the Dorset southwest coast of the UK location, I went into that space as a co-space holder with Joe and a myriad of other amazing, open-hearted, open-minded humans. And what happened for me as Garry is I learned how to be a better space holder, was one thing. I learned how to co-create shared intentions with a group of people, many of which I didn't even know. I learned how to be better and to listen better and to hold a space with other human beings in a space that is equitable, honest, vulnerable, alive, and packed full of expansive potentiality. I learned all of that. And what it meant even more for me as Garry is I'm now in a process right now where I'm reviewing what are my next steps, my career steps. For those that may know me, I'm deep in the system space. I work within the chemicals industry. I have a real passion around bringing healing and awareness and connectedness into big business. And one of my big clarification points at the last human development space, in this space with amazing human beings all doing the work, as Stephanie shared, for themselves, but also in community with others, is I need to stay within the chemicals industry. That is my role. It's why I'm here, is to hold space. The human development space has been a practice ground for me and how I hold space for myself, with others, and within a space. And I'm going to be looking to bring that into the chemical industry, into organizations, into working groups, so that we can practice what it feels like to slow down. So we can practice what it feels like to connect below the surface as human beings, so that we can remember that we have so much more potential within every single one of us. Yet it's been suppressed and dampened down through business, through urgency, through needing to have the right answer, through needing to be perfect. All of these patterns of behavior that have been handed down over many, many years and which are deeply baked into our education systems. They're deeply baked into our parental psyches. They're deeply baked into performance reviews and organograms and other ways that we traditionally work in business life. So these human development spaces, they're spaces for us to go exploring, to have fun, to co-create. And that's a really important point, to co-create. You, me, and all of us together in these beautiful environments. We get to bring the work with us that we need to do for ourselves. And we get to do that with a bunch of open-minded and like-hearted, is actually the phrase I like to use. Open-minded, that we come in, that we leave our conditioning at the door, our fears, our worries, as best as we can. We, of course, always have a little bit of that, but we leave the majority of that at the door, and we come in as the whole, unashamed human being that we are, with curiosity, with wonder, with connectedness. And we go exploring together. We co-create the agenda together. Yes, there's an outline frame, morning, lunch, and end of each day, with a wonderful dinner on the evening of day one of the gathering. But this is not a retreat. This is not a workshop. This is a deeply transformational, in some areas, human experience that we share together and that we make the richest, most impactful for and with one another. So that's a little bit about the human development space and what I've been taking away from it and the impact it's had on me. And you only need to go and have a look online or check out the human development space on Eventbrite to find out more about what other people took away. There's many more shares coming around the human development space. But what Joe and I learned, and Lou, the incredible marketeer who joined us in July 2022, one of the things that she embodied and helped Joe and I with so much, this is not a space to be sold. This is not a space to be pitched to anybody. This is a space to be experienced. And the best value of the experience comes from being part of the experience. Take care, everyone. All the best.